Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my birthday book haul. Alright guys, so let me start by saying thank you so much to anyone who reached out to me on my birthday, whether you sent me a message or you shared it on your stories or you even sent me a book. It just meant so much to me. I love being part of this community and I just felt really loved on my birthday. So thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to try to keep this pretty quick. There are a decent amount of books on this list, and if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I post new bookish content. You can also check out my Instagram and Goodreads, both linked down below. With all that out of the way, let's talk about the books I received for my birthday. So first up, we have Love Unexpected by Q.B Tyler. So this is an age gap Guardian romance. I don't know very much about it. I've never read a Q.B Tyler book, but I've been wanting to pick one up for a while. And this is actually from Sabrina, who's one of my friends on Instagram. And I always keep the notes like on the dust jacket. And I was so excited to receive this. So thank you so much, Sabrina, my first Q.B Tyler book. And I can't wait to jump into this. And funny enough, I actually received another Q.B Tyler book. So we have Forget Me Not. I believe this is Marriage in Trouble romance, where the husband ends up having amnesia and doesn't remember that he's like separating from his wife. So this was sent to me by Jess from Peace Love Books. So thank you so much, Jess. I absolutely love her channel, love her content. She was one of the first romance booktubers I ever started watching, and I got a lot of recommendations from her when I first started with romance. So this means a lot. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Even If It Hurts, and this is by Marino. So I believe this is new adult. I think it's set in college. It's the first book in the Coastal Elite series, and I'm pretty sure the love interest is like a psychopath or a serial killer. And I know Tori from Novel Life and Sam really enjoyed this book, so I actually started reading it on Kindle, and this physical copy is from Sam Reads a Little. So thank you so much. I can't wait to read this. I know you guys absolutely loved it. And it sounds like something I would really enjoy, so I will definitely be picking this up in October. And next up is a book I have been wanting a physical copy of since I read it, and that is When Heroes Fall. And this is the first book in the Anti-Heroes in Love duet by Giana Darling. This is a Mafia romance. We are following Elena, who's this lawyer who was kind of brought up in the Mafia family, but she really wants nothing to do with the Mafia. That is until she has to represent Dante, who's like the head of the Mafia. And this is Grumpy Sunshine, except the Grump is actually the main character, Elena, and Dante, the Mafia boss, is the Sunshine. He's just this really happy guy. So I absolutely love this. Like I said, one of my favorite Mafia romances, and this was gifted to me by Tori from Live a Novel Life, which, funny enough, I think I read this because I saw her recommending it so many times. So thank you so much, Tori. I'm so excited to have this book on my shelves. And next up is one of my absolute favorite gifts I received. So my dad and my stepmom got me the entire Stay With Me series, which I was so excited about because I've been wanting to own this series for a while. But not only that, my stepmom actually got me the personalized copies. So they all have notes from the author, Nicole Fiorina, and I was so excited. Literally, while everyone was eating like birthday dinner, I was just staring at these books like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. So anyway, like I said, I absolutely love this series. This is following Mia, and when the story starts off, her parents are just really sick of her antics. She's been diagnosed with, I think, antisocial personality disorder, but she doesn't feel emotions or show emotions. So they end up sending her to this reformatory college. And when she gets there, she meets Ollie. And Ollie is the exact opposite of Mia. He feels emotions too deeply. And this guy is the personification of a cinnamon roll. And I love him so much. So I really enjoyed the series. It's so good. If you have not read it yet, definitely check it out. But like I said, this is one of my absolute favorite gifts of my birthday. Moving on, we have Wolfsong by T.J Klune. So this is actually one of my top reads of September. I gushed about it in my September wrap-up, so I will leave that video in the cards and in the description. But this is an shifter romance, and it is absolutely fantastic. So this was actually gifted to me by Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl, so thank you so much, Cheyenne. Definitely check her content out. I get so many recommendations from her videos, and this was a book I really, really wanted. I think I said this in another video too, that I added this to my wish list like right before my birthday, and I made my husband promise me if no one bought it that he would get it for me, and the next day it was off the wish list. So thank you again, Cheyenne. I love this book, and I'm so happy to have a physical copy. All right, and next up is a book that actually released on my birthday. So we have Kingdom of the Feared by Kerri Maniscalco. This is the third book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. So the first book is following Amelia, and she is a witch living in Italy, and then something very tragic happens to her, so she has to solve a murder, and she ends up enlisting the help of Wrath, who is one of the 7 princes of hell, and it is their story. Love the first book, love the second book, will probably love this book, and this was actually gifted to me by Isa from Fun Fantasy Books. Please, if you have not checked out her channel yet, do so. She was one of my first friends in the booktube community, and she is just a sweetheart, and I love her content, and she is so good at like summarizing and describing these fantasy books. I get amazing recommendations from her, so I will leave her channel linked down in the description below. Actually, all the channels will be linked down in the description below, so I am slightly biased because most of the people in this video are my friends, but all of these channels are absolutely amazing. So definitely, if you're looking for some like booktube channel recommendations, check out the links in the description. And moving on, I received almost all of the special edition discrete covers of the Kingmaker series, which is one of my absolute favorite Mafia romance series. If you're not familiar with the series, it's by Sophie Lark. It is following the children of the couples from Brutal Birthright. And they all go to Kingmakers, which is like a college where you learn how to do Mafia stuff. And it's just so good. I was kind of concerned when I started because I don't normally like new adult, and these are like college-age kids, but it's absolutely amazing. So first up, we have The Heir, and this was sent to me by Kimberly, Kimberly's Book Corner. Thank you so much. I've been wanting this book for so long, so I'm so happy to have it. And then we have The Rebel, and this was sent to me by Ava from Ava's Romance Books, I believe, or Amos Romance Reads. Ava's Romance Books. I was right the first time. Ava is one of the nicest people I've ever met in this community, and I mean everyone in the community is super nice, but she's just such a sweet person. She also has an Etsy shop, so I'll leave both linked down in the description below. And just thank you so much, Ava. And then we have The Bully, and this was sent to me by Caitlin, the Love Librarian. And Caitlin let me vent to her while I was reading this because I was obsessed with Dean, and I had so many emotions and I needed to let them out, and Caitlin was that person for me. So thank you, Caitlin, for dealing with me while I was reading this book, and also Dean is just absolute perfection, and I'm so excited to have a copy. And then last was actually sent by my aunt. So 2 of my aunts had my Amazon wish list, and no one's ever really bought me books before for my family, so I wasn't sure how I felt about them seeing my wish list, because like, some of the books, they're kind of dark, they're kind of taboo. But I was so excited when I received these. So the last book is The Spy. I have not read Ivan and Snow, and apparently you have to read that before you read this. So I'm hoping those books come out in audio format eventually, but I am very much looking forward to reading this. And continuing with Mafia, next up we have Mafia Madman, and this is by Mila Finelli. So this is the third book in the Kings of Italy series. It also happens to be my favorite, and this is following Enzo, and Enzo was kind of like the bad guy from the first 2 books, and he has been living in isolation, just plotting his revenge on Fausto. And he finally gets the opportunity when he happens to see Gia, and he ends up kidnapping her and taking her back to his yacht, and then fun things happen. So this is Captor-Captive, and it's just glorious. I absolutely love the captor-captive trope, and I just love how Gia really puts Enzo in his place, even though Gia is supposed to be like the one that is captured. And I really liked their dynamic. So this was gifted to me by Christy from Christy Reads a Lot, so thank you so much. I was so excited. I love this series, and I'm so happy I get to put this on my shelf. I love Enzo and Gia so much, so thank you. And these next 2 books were sent to me from Becky from Bex Reads. She also lives in New Jersey. I love her channel. She reads a lot of different genres, and she always is promoting different booktubers on Instagram, and she's just such a sweet person. So thank you so much. The first book she sent me was Parallel by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I believe this is a time travel romance, and a lot of romance booktubers were absolutely loving this a few months ago, so I'm so excited to jump into it. And then she sent me a book that wasn't on my wish list, but sounds absolutely amazing and perfect for spooky season. So we have Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaeffer, and our main character's mother actually like dissects bodies and sells them on the black market. And then one day the mother brings a teenage boy home and he's like begging for his life. So our main character ends up setting him free, but then ends up having to take his place. And I think she's able to like alter her biology, and it just seems perfect for spooky season. I will definitely be adding this to my October TBR. And once again, thank you so much, Becky. And this next book is actually part of the Fallen Men series. So we have Good Gone Bad, which is book 3 in the Fallen Men series by Giana Darling, one of my absolute favorites. And this was gifted to me by McKay from Oh Hey It's McKay. And I actually just discovered McKay's channel this year, and I am so happy I did. She reads a lot of dark romance, and I get so many recommendations from her. I actually think I started reading Off Balance because of a video she posted. So definitely check her channel out. But thank you so much, McKay. I cannot wait to continue with my Fallen Men collection. And next up, we have The Queen of Rotten Pain, which is book 2 in the Pale Court duet, which starts with King of Flesh and Bone. I actually talk about this duet in my September wrap-up. It is a dark, twisted fantasy, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm so happy to have a copy. This was gifted to me by Victoria from Victoria's Romance Reads, and I am loving her channel. She also reads fantasy romance. She's actually the person who told me where to find book 3 in the Bonds That Tie series, because I was losing it after reading book 2, and Audible at the time didn't have book 3. So love Victoria, love her channel, so definitely check it out. Once again, link down below. And speaking of the Bonds That Tie, my aunt was super sweet and got me books 3, 4, and 5 of the Bonds That Tie series. Let's see if I can fan these. So the Bonds That Tie is a reverse harem bully paranormal romance series that is absolutely amazing. Just to give you an idea what it's about, we are following Ollie, and in Ollie's world, people will marry or have bonded, almost like bonded mates. So her mother has 3 bonded, they're all driving in a car together, and there's an accident, and everyone ends up dying except for Ollie. So instead of going back to her bonded mates, Ollie ends up fleeing. And she's actually on the run for I think like 4 years, and then her bonded end up finding her and bringing her back, and they are very not happy that she left. So that's where like the bully romance kind of comes in. But I adore this series. It is so good, and I highly recommend, especially if you're a fan of the Zodiac Academy, you will probably really enjoy The Bonds That Tie. And the rest of these books are actually gifted to me from family. So thank you so much, Aunt Anne and Aunt Monica. You guys did amazing. I absolutely love all of the books you guys picked out. So thank you. Thank you so much. So first up we have Hollow Heathen, which is the first book in the Book of Blackwell Tales of Weeping Hollow series. This is by Nicole Fiorina, who's the same author that wrote the Stay With Me series. And I actually don't know very much about this. I just know that I love this author's writing, and I heard this has like creepy haunted vibes, so I figured it'd be perfect to read in October. Now I am going to be vlogging reading this and Her Soul to Take next week, so that vlog should be out towards the end of October. And then I also received Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, which is book 3 in the Magnolia Parks universe. And I cannot wait to read this. I'm actually halfway into Daisy Hates, a little less than halfway, and I kind of want to put it down and just start this because I need to know what's going to happen with Magnolia and Beej. I need to know. So I was so excited when I opened this package. Once again, thank you so much, Aunt Monica. I cannot wait to read this. And next up we have To Snap a Silver Stem, which is the second book after To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. I loved To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, and I was really looking forward to reading this. However, I was waiting for the audio to come out, but my one friend on Instagram keeps telling me I need to read this ASAP, that it is so good. And now that I own a physical copy, I feel like I just need to start it. So this might be added to my October TBR. I'm still deciding, but I do really want to read it. And that same friend is actually the one who told me to read the Bloodline series. So my aunt sent me this. This is the bind-up for book 1, 2, and 3. And the Blood Alliance by Alexi C. Foss is a paranormal romance series following vampires and werewolves. They are now, or lycans as they're called in the book, they are now the ruling class citizens, and humans are seen as food and for breeding, and they are just really looked down upon. So these books, or this series, is about the relationship of vampires and lycans with these humans, and there's also like an uprising that is stirring up, and it is so good. So I just love the way the bound up copies look, so I'm so happy to display this on my shelf. And last up, we have the Enslaved duet, and this is by Giana Darling. I know nothing about this series. So the only reason I know this series exists is because I saw that Giana Darling was releasing the Anti-Heroes in Love duet bind up, And then this bind up, and I was like, oh, I've never even heard of this. So I added it to my wish list, and I received it, and I cannot wait to read it. This will definitely be read in October. I think it's like dark, maybe arranged marriage trope, and I am so excited. If you know what this is about and you want to just kind of fill me in, let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you read this and enjoyed it, let me know, because I am so intrigued. But yes, I'm so looking forward to reading this. All right, guys, those are all the books I received for my birthday. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, I know I've said this 1,000 times in this video. Check out all of the other content creators that are linked down in the description below. Now, I said this already, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I will see you all next week. Bye!